Hi viewers, Kenya is currently facing a lot of challenges and one of them corruption. In this video I'll share one of the solutions that the government can apply to address this challenge. Corruption is one of the most serious challenges that we are facing as a nation, and it's deeply rooted in our public sector and not even our politics. And there are different forms of corruption that is happening in our nation, including embezzlement of funds, kickbacks, bribery, and all those forms happen both at the national and even county level. And corruption has severe impact on our economy and even on the society at large. It undermines the government ability to deliver quality services to the people, and also hinders our development agenda. And misuse and theft of public funds also takes away resources that should be otherwise spent on public services like healthcare and education. And that's why we are seeing all the chaos in our economy, in the public service. And the severe impact of corruption is also felt in terms of the increase in public spending and the rise in our national debt. And cases of corruption has increased significantly over the past few years, especially after the introduction of the county governments. And currently, as I make this video, it is estimated that Kenya loses about 2 billion every day to corruption. And the government has actually admitted that we are losing this much to corruption. Here is what the CS National Treasury recently said about the whole thing.
Some of us steal money here, we go to Tanzania, we invest it there. Because when we invest it in Kenya, it will be more visible. You also bring money from Tanzania, some of it by road, na magari, mnapitia, mnakuja hapa Kenya, you start constructing buildings around here. That is what we do. So, if we are stealing 2 billion per day, assuming we reduce the theft, we don't want to stop it, we just say, okay, if you have been stealing 1,000, please steal only 500 shillings. If you have been stealing 100,000, steal 50,000. If there could be that, I don't know whether to call it conscious decision, but if there could be such a decision, ridiculous as it sounds, we would be saving 1 billion shilling per day, which would accumulate to 365 billion shillings. That is more than the external borrowing.
And based on this figure, the country loses between 600 and 700 billion to corruption annually. And the worst part of it, the value of assets recovered by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission is significantly low. According to data on their website, since 2003, the Commission has only recovered assets valued at 34.6 billion only. And remember, we are losing 2 billion every day to corruption. So it takes us only 17 days for us to lose funds or money equivalent to the assets recovered by the Commission over the past 2 decades. And this indicates the need for us to overhaul the whole system of fighting corruption. And my solution, let's implement or create a system based on artificial intelligence or AI to help us detect, fight, or even prosecute cases of corruption. And why artificial intelligence or AI? A system based on AI or artificial intelligence can analyze large amount of data and solve complex problems. And unlike the traditional static information and communication systems that just document the information, the AI-based system can also make recommendations and come up with conclusions from a certain data after analysis. And this is a good opportunity for us to fight corruption and prevent misuse of funds, public funds, more effectively. And there are different areas that the AI-based tool can be used to fight corruption. So one of the areas that artificial intelligence can help us to fight corruption is public procurement. This is one of the major areas that has been heavily affected by corruption, especially because of conflict of interest for public officers. You know, in Kenya, many government officials, including members of parliament or even other civil servants, influence the procurement process with the purpose of making sure that certain companies win tenders, and in that process they loot money. So this system can help us to detect cases of conflict of interest and even prevent them. So remember, the system will have information about public officers, including their companies and any company associated with them. And anytime a company submits tenders to the government, the system will analyze those tenders and cross-check the information on the tender with the information in the system, and instantly any case of conflict of interest will be identified, will be detected, and even flagged for further investigations. Another way that we can use artificial intelligence to fight corruption is to analyze and monitor expenditures in all public offices. In this way, the AI tool can identify any justified or inflated expenditures almost instantly and share the information with the investigation agencies. And remember, the system will be trained with standard data, like let's say the average price of this pen. Let's say the average price will be 50 shillings, and all public offices will be required to submit data about their daily expenditures every day. And anytime data is submitted, the system will cross-check that data, and any deviations from the average price of this pen will be identified and flagged for investigation instantly. And in this way, we can fight, we can reduce, we can prevent misuse of public funds in a big way. The third way that we can use AI to fight corruption is to detect fraud in contracts and financial transactions involving the government. You know, AI has the ability to analyze text or process images, and in this way it can process documents, and any fraudulent supplies or fake supplies to the government can be identified, and we can avoid loss of public funds. Another area that we can use AI to fight corruption is in the management of public service personnel. You know, Kenya currently loses money, a lot of money, to ghost workers in the national government and also in the county governments. And we are losing millions of shillings to ghost workers. And the AI-based tool or system can help us to clean our payroll system by identifying people who are receiving duplicate salaries or fake, or even identify fake compensations, or even people who receive salaries while on leave. And another thing about the system, the use of AI in this area, is that it can help us to get rid of the use of fake papers in the hiring of public officials, including those in elective positions. You know, this has been an issue for many years, that even governors, MPs have been using fake papers, fake documents and certificates. And the ability of AI to check and process text and images means that the system can help us to check the authenticity of documents that are submitted during job applications. And in this way, we'll ensure that only the right people with the right qualifications enter into the public service. And that's one area that have been highly corrupted. So the other benefits of using AI in the fight against corruption, like it can help to fast track the investigation and prosecution of graft cases. Nowadays, graft cases take years or even decades to prosecute. And mainly because there is no thorough investigation, no data, and in the end, the state lose and the money is lost. So the system will provide accurate data within minutes. It can summarize data and provide prosecutors with comprehensive and accurate data that they can use to prosecute these cases very fast, within perhaps a few weeks or even months. And another benefit, the final one, is that it can also eliminate the need of the contact between auditors, government auditors, and civil servants. So let's now see some of the examples of how AI is being used to fight corruption in other nations. I will cite two cases in Brazil and in Ukraine. In 2015, Brazil created the ALICE system, which uses artificial intelligence to monitor and fight corruption in public procurement. And in Ukraine, the government created the Prozoro system, an AI monitoring tool that detects violations or inconsistencies in public procurement. And this has been in fact, the system by Ukraine has been very successful in preventing loss of funds. Between 2017 and 2021, the Prozoro system helped Ukraine to save about $6 billion in public funds. That shows how effective an AI-based anti-corruption system can help our country, Kenya, to fight corruption and also prevent misuse of funds, public funds. In conclusion, AI-based anti-corruption systems provide a big opportunity for us to defeat the giant of corruption in our nation. Of course, there will be many challenges in implementing this system, including ethical concerns and large amount of data that will be required, and even the high upfront cost. But those are not adequate reasons we should not consider this new technology in fighting corruption and reducing the misuse of public funds. Imagine if we implemented the system and we cut the corruption or misuse of public funds, the money stolen from our country by 80%. This means that the system will save the country about 600 billion shillings every year. And in 10 years, that's 6 trillion shillings. So I leave it there. I hope our leaders can take this idea and implement it for the better of our nation. That's all from me today. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. You can also share this video with your friends, your families, and all Kenyans. Be blessed.